Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. And welcome to Sunday's edition of the DCEU Daily. Oops, I'm still in my boxes. I couldn't give a crap. Don't be looking down there, be looking up here because we are going to be talking about some very exciting things. We are going to be talking about the female element of the DCEU. Next year is all about the girls. Wonder Woman 1984, Birds of Prey are going to be massive for the DCEU and Warner Brothers. The DCEU is going nowhere. The DCEU is not being rebooted. It's a course correction. It's brilliant. And now I have heard that they finished writing Batwoman and Supergirl, and they're now looking for directors. Christina Hodgson, who wrote and penned the Batwoman, the Batgirl script, it has shown it to Warner Brothers. They're very happy. Walter Hamada has, of course, signed off of it. He basically brought Christina Hodgson to write that script. It wouldn't even surprise me if it's Christina who penned the kind of outline for Supergirl too. And I think Supergirl has just pretty much not had a whole screenplay or script, but has had an outline of a story concept. So both those movies are looking for directors. Now, I do think female empowerment, female representation is very important in a successful movie franchise, and I think we saw it very beautifully in the original Star Wars trilogy with Princess Leia. You're never going to get a better female character than that, because instead of the actress coming on to interview saying how important female empowerment and female representation is or was, she was showing it in those films in such a great way, and that's all you have to do. So it's really funny, actually, because when you look at the female representation in the MCU, it's so bad. I mean, they had Black Widow for all those years, never gave her own film, and after they kill her off, they give her her own film, and that's just through political pressure and fan pressure. Black Widow should have had a film, probably after the first or the second Iron Man, should I say. But there you have it. They had some mistrust. They didn't think that film would make a lot of money. So it'd be very interesting now, because anything MCU makes money, doesn't matter what crap. I could be standing there, right, emptying bins, as long as kind of Robert Downey Jr. was standing next to me. It'd be cool if Robert Downey Jr. was standing next to me. Don't get me wrong, but they killed off Iron Man and Tony Stark anyway. So maybe it would get even bigger box office, because everyone thought, hey, he's dead. What's he doing standing next to this guy emptying bins? Anyway, beside the point. So it's funny, actually, yesterday, because have you heard of the YouTuber Maula? So Maula had was quote tweeting this guy saying, oh, the females of the DCEU are so much better than the MCU. Lois Lane, Mira, Wonder Woman, and Harley Quinn. So Maula quote tweets this and basically shows, I can't remember which one it was, and said, this MCU female character would wipe out all these DCEU girls, and is Lois Lane even a character? This is where these MCU fans fall down. Lois Lane is the most iconic character. She may not have powers, but she has heart, she has passion, she has intellect, more intellect than any MCU female ever has or ever will have. There's no question. When it comes to female representation and getting female characters right, the DCEU have got it right. Let's compare Wonder Woman to Captain Marvel, where Captain Marvel was triggering people and main interest of their story plot was women not smiling. Wonder Woman is a beautiful, elegant, soulful character who actually cares about the people she's trying to save. And you never really get that you don't get that thing from Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a very, very, very strange film to me. I thought it was an okay film. It was a typical MCU film in a lot of ways. You just move on to the next solo movie, don't you? But Wonder Woman is one of the best movies ever made. And what Patty Jenkins achieved with a pretty inexperienced Gal Gadot, let's be honest here, is amazing, because Gal gives a brilliant performance. She's an amazing Wonder Woman. She's played Wonder Woman in 3 films now, Gal. Don't forget that, in Batman v Superman, in Wonder Woman, and even in Justice League, which we criticised so much. I thought Gal gave a brilliant performance as Wonder Woman. I actually think Joss Whedon did pretty well with Wonder Woman. I'm not saying in the Snyder Cut she's not represented better in the way we would expect her to be represented. But at the end of the day, I think Wonder Woman was okay. I mean, the upskirt stuff was embarrassing. Don't get me wrong about that. So, yeah, look, there's no debate about who's got females right. It's the DCEU. The MCU and females have just been an afterthought. I mean, it's really, really funny looking at their decision to have this female four. Again, it's pandering. It's not about giving young girls and women out there a character to say, wow, yeah. I mean, if you want, look, girls, if you want to be inspired by female characters, it's about Harley Quinn. It's about Wonder Woman. It's not about female four. I can't see Portman inspiring anyone. I mean, Portman, again, I thought we were done with her. I think it was a breath of fresh air not to have her in Thor Ragnarok. I think Thor Ragnarok is one of the best MCU films. It's what the MCU is all about. Fun, excitement, adventure, comedy. It had it all, and I really, really did enjoy that film. And I think what attracted me to that film mostly was that Jane wasn't going to be in it, and that the Hulk was going to be in it. Literally, the Hulk takes her character's place. And, Hulk, Ragnarok without the Hulk is crap. So it's look, I'm not here to talk about the MCU, but I just think, again, when you're trying to force feed people political things and stuff like that, it doesn't work. But when you look at the females within the DCEU, their characters, they work. I really, really did believe in Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. When she has those flashbacks about the Joker and what happens with the Joker, it's absolutely stunning and compelling. I mean, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, one of the best, most talented actors in the world of entertainment, playing this brilliant character. And Harley Quinn, and if we look at Harley Quinn, when she's been represented in the comics or the animated series, she's not, I mean, she's got a great backstory. She's literally this psychologist who works in Arkham Asylum. And then all of a sudden she falls in love with the Joker, and she goes absolutely fucking insane. And she becomes like the rest of, the Rogues Gallery in Gotham. It's an insane, beautiful, compelling story. She was like me and you. Then she goes nuts. That happens. And this is why I'm so excited about the Joker movie. The Joker movie is about an ordinary guy who, I mean, he really is fighting with his mental health. There's no question about that. But he's trying to do the right things. And already bloggers are trying to insinuate this is about a white man, trying to make a white man a good guy, even though he does terrible things. It's not about that at all. It's showing how people can break down and lose their minds in this insane fucking society. And it's beautiful commentary on male mental health. And if you've got a problem with that, you've got a problem with people suffering with mental health. But anyway, the Joker movie is one of the best films ever made. I know it's been nominated for the Venice Film Festival. Did it win it? I wasn't quite sure what I was reading the other day. Maybe someone in the comments down below can confirm or deny that. But look, I'm very, very excited. But I absolutely believe that one thing that the MCU can't say they have, have succeeded over us within in the DCEU is female characters. We have, really represented female characters within the DCEU in a brilliant way. When you look at Mira, when you look at Wonder Woman, when you look at Harley Quinn, Lois Lane, the way they've involved her in Superman's adventures, and it really, in a cathartic way, it really works how she finds out who Clark is before he becomes Superman. It makes sense, and she's involved within his adventures, and I think that's brilliant. It makes Lois Lane a more kind of relatable character. She is this reporter. She is this greyhound who, once she gets her kind of nose sniffing on a story, she doesn't let go. But she also, the most important thing from year dot about Lois Lane The reason she's a journalist is because she cares about the world she lives in. So please, Maula, don't come at DCEU fans saying that your female MCU characters could wipe out Wonder Woman. No, Maula, no chance. The DCEU female characters kick ass.